The National Gallery runs, I think this is an important point, when I was there it was running on $4,000 a year. I mean, they can't do anything. And I don't even know what kind of salaries they take home as a result of that. So this is absolutely out of the question. I was actually interested in trying to raise money to create a collection of, a small print collection of foreign art to go into the National Gallery. I haven't done it, it may happen at some point, but there is no foreign art in the National Gallery, so there is no way that artists can see what is happening internationally. The only access point would be with the internet. Then there are some exhibitions that are now taking place and maybe have always taken place. Sometimes foreign artists show. Another place is the Indian Cultural Centre, but it's inside the Indian Embassy. I've been to exhibitions there. The French Cultural Institute have a very wonderful new building and they do exhibitions. The Goethe Institute shows exhibitions. Now, most of these kind of national institutions bring over artists, often from their own country, and show work, perhaps artists who've done projects in Afghanistan and then have an exhibition there as well. But I wouldn't say there's any formalised structure for showing the work of international artists in Afghanistan. And of course, the access for ordinary Afghans to many of these exhibitions is very limited because many of them can't get into the Indian Embassy or go to the Goethe Institute unless they're part of a small group of sort of cultural aficionados. So they're certainly not open to the ordinary public. But then another point there is that the ordinary public in Afghanistan doesn't really go to exhibitions. There isn't a culture of doing that. So how do you create that culture, or, you know, what market would you serve if there were exhibitions of that kind open to the public? These are the questions. Well, I mean, there is this problem, as I was saying, that artists are only taught in the Faculty of Fine Art if they've been rejected from other faculties. Yeah. So it's not always very clear if they're very interested in art. That's where they are. Some of them very clearly are. I think they're pretty dissatisfied with the art history that I've seen from the book, and I know the dean at the Faculty of Fine Art in Kabul, Alim Farhad. I mean, it's a very selective art history. It's very Afghanocentric. You know, many countries do that, but obviously it tells, I think, rather a full story. It doesn't include modern art. I mean, what we would call European and American modernism doesn't exist. No one would know how to teach it. No one knows enough about it. I mean, people have barely heard of Picasso, let alone Jackson Pollock. So so it's very traditional, and yes, a lot of it focuses on skilled drawing. I mean, I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with that if you could also have the modern and contemporary component as well. And that one of the things I've been very much promoting is to try and get teaching going back, a regular teaching slot for a kind of modern and contemporary syllabus, so that a foreign teacher would go out, and also to send an Afghan student to study abroad each year. I'm working from the UK, so I'm trying to do those connections with UK fine arts colleges, but that component's entirely missing. So, and many of the artists I know don't actually go to the Faculty of Fine Art. They come out of small sort of artists groups. So somebody teaches calligraphy. Many people learn calligraphy as a student, so they'll have classes after school. Sometimes this evolves into kind of art classes that happen once a week, or people go to the Centre for Contemporary Art Afghanistan, as I was saying, to study painting. So there are these sort of informal, smaller schools that people often go to, and so it's not just the Faculty of Fine Art, and it's not clear entirely what really is taught there, if much at all, or it's a place to simply paint, and it is usually the emphasis on painting.